all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of
If liberty means anything at all, it means the right to tell people what they do not want to hear.
Make America great again.
The Big Mig.
Well, good morning and welcome back to the Big Mig Show. I'm your host, Lance Migliaccio, with my co-host, George Ballantine. Edge of the knife, because it's better to be hurt by the truth than comforted with a lie. Hopefully that's why you're here. We're going to do all the investigation, hopefully bring you the right stories, the top information, you know, maybe some of the insider stuff. End of the day, what we do. George B., how are you, man?
I'm good. I just realized I forgot to do something, so I'm just getting it done real quick.
Listen, thanks for joining us today. If you like the show, you know what to do. Thumbs up, comment, share, and subscribe. All that stuff, the replies you do, the comments, all goes into how Google looks at the show. So anything you can do us to expand that is great. Get in the comments, get in the chat. Join us. If you'd like any interviews, you'd like us to reach out to people, let us know, and we'll try to look at it and see if it's something that we want to put on the show we think is valuable for our audience. In the meantime, you can hit that follow button. That's a big deal. If you can do a paid follow for $5 a month, recurring billing, but we really appreciate it. You know, these gift subscriptions also. We've had quite a few people in the audience give subscriptions, so thank you for doing that. It's a great way to get people to know the show, and it's a great way to support the show. And also you can Rumble Rand tip, or you can use the Rumble wallet for crypto. We accept crypto tips, so jump in there. George is still looking for, you know, half a dozen Bitcoins or so, whatever he can get. So appreciate you tuning in. Want to thank our sponsor. Let's kick it off. If you joined the crypto show this morning at 7 a.m., then you know we love our crypto, but you also know that we love our prepper bars. We love our gold and silver. This is from the guys at Genesis Gold Group. This is the 62.2 gram prepper bar. These are your perfect escape. They're real tangible forms of wealth, gold and silver you can hold, trade, and trust. No government can seize it. No hacker can steal it. Time is ticking, but you need to act now to secure your prepper bars while they've got them in stock before the government rolls out their next move. Who knows what it'll be? And again, we're $40 trillion in debt. I don't know how long that U.S. dollar is going to hold up. And right now, you can use code PREPPER. That's P-R-E-P-P-E-R. That's all caps, P-R-E-P-P-E-R. 10% off on the silver and 5% off on the gold. So wait until your money's worthless. Grab your prepper bars before it's too late. Because you know, these are the perfect solution. You can just snap off or break off a small piece to make the payment. Head over to thebigmigbar.com and don't forget that promo code. All caps prepper.
Break me off a piece of that prepper bar.
Well, we got a lot to cover today. It's funny when you see stories, and it was something you talked about a year ago, 2 years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, some people longer. In our case, you know, we started the show right about then, about 3 years ago now, I think. And, you know, we covered so much stuff. We covered stuff about, you know, the pandemic, and we covered stuff about elections and election interference. And a lot of the stuff, I know our audience kind of already believed and was pretty convinced that it happened. But of course, they called us conspiracy theorists. Well, got a new declassified bombshell. Finally, the CCP proven foreign election interference. And guess what? They knew about it this whole time. Biden administration knew about it. FBI knew about it. Other people in the administration knew. And it looks like this declassified doc now confirms China did, in fact, breach U.S. election security. You know, we went to the pit, Greg Phillips, Catherine Engelbrecht from over True the Vote. They talked about a lot of stuff like this. And of course, they got gone after viciously. They had to defend themselves in court, spent just gobs of money. And, of course, we know the Republicans are over there, working allegedly to pass the Save America Act. I know it made a little bit of headway. I don't know if it's still going to go all the way through, but, we want election integrity. All of us do. Everybody wants free and fair elections. And I think that's on both sides of the aisle. You know, if somebody gets chosen I'm willing to accept it if it's a legitimate election, even if I don't like the person that gets installed. As long as it's legitimate, and as long as the American people voted for it, even if they don't agree with me politically or they don't agree with George, I'm willing to go along with it when it's legitimate. But, you know, they keep telling us safest and most secure elections in United States history and in the entire globe, you know. But meanwhile, I think a lot of countries are laughing at how corrupt our system is. They think it's a big joke. I think Xi Jinping's one of them. And I guess, you know, there's a reason now. You guys are justified. So give yourself a round of applause. Because, of course, this casts a big shadow over Joe Biden's victory in 2020. Not that we all didn't know that already. But, of course, it never really sat quite right with any of us. I mean, let's face it, you know, myself, George, our audience and our friends, family, they all question it. And this is coming right out of the People's Republic of China. And according to this document, and just the news is the first ones to get on top of this, confirmed officials had knowledge of the investigation. Beijing was able to electronically infiltrate unidentified American election systems as part of a cyber espionage campaign. I guess these Chinese intelligence officials analyzed multiple U.S. states. This document redacted which states this happened in. Of course, why wouldn't they? And they looked at all the election voter registration data, had full access to it. They were able to conduct public opinion analysis on the 2020 general elections, I guess, on top of that. And this is a National Intelligence Council document. I guess the question you guys have, and of course, this was dated April of 2020. I guess the question is, why didn't they tell the American public? Why didn't they tell you? What did they do instead of telling us? Yeah, they covered it up. They hid it. They lied. At the end of the day, why does it take declassification to tell the American public that our voting, maybe our elections aren't as safe as they allege? Well, we already know the answer. I know that's redundant. I mean, George, how do you feel about this? I know you were strongly opinion when it came to what you thought happened in the election. Here's more confirmation for you.
The most safest and securest election in history, according to many people from 2020. Why? You asked a valid question. Why are they hiding from us? Why are they hiding so much stuff from us? I mean, it's because they're both sides are in on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you just look. There's more to this story, not only China, because there's proven foreign election interference with Iran now that we're going to add to this story. But who was it? Krebs was worked for the Chris Krebs. He worked for the I forget what the government, something with the internet, whatever. You have Chris Wray, both Republicans, right? Then you have our Attorney General, Bill Barr, another Republican. They had all this information. They're Republicans, yet they hid it from us. So what does that tell you? It's all in on it. Doesn't matter what president you choose. Doesn't matter. If you can't have the right people in place, they're going to screw you. And it's happening right now, too, because look at Bondi. She ain't doing shit. Look at Patel. What the hell they doing? Nothing. Bongino fucking tucked tail and took off. I mean, it's just Judge Jeanine Pirro, another one. All those people were
sure talked a lot about
all the four I just mentioned. All talked a lot of game. They were very vocal.
And you were an advocate of Jeanine Pirro.
I liked her. She told listen.
You liked her even potentially for like AG for Pam Bondi's spot, but man, she hasn't done jack diddly squat. I mean,
nope.
But look, 6 years later, that means the U.S. intelligence community has yet to fully inform you, the American public, or Congress on the breadth of the evidence. It possessed all this documentation. It had all the proof. They even knew how Beijing got the data and what operations it was going to take or had taken and contemplated. Now, John Solomon covers this. We've got a clip. Let's play the clip. You'll get it right from King Solomon.
Sure. I just want to say something. Glenn Dean, I hope Lisa has a speedy recovery and gets better. Prayers out to her from me, Lance, the Big Mig family.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here we go. Here's the clip.
And today we have a bombshell, something that has been kept from you for nearly 6 years. In as early as February of 2020, the United States Intelligence Community determined that China had breached U.S. voter registration data, had gained access to the data that voters used to register to vote in the 2020 election. Now remember, we've been told time and time again there were no foreign interferences in the 2020 election. But the U.S. intelligence community absolutely concluded that China had done this. They had several reports involving several states. Now, we don't know this yet because anyone in the Trump administration has declassified that information. They may soon do so. We've asked them to, and I believe they're honestly working on it. We know this because we were able to get a document that was declassified by the Biden administration that referred to these findings in April of 2020. It is a National Intelligence Council memo. If you go over to justthenews.com right now, the story just moved a few minutes ago. You can download that document and read it yourself. Page 3, paragraph 2, a single sentence that says that China began accessing voter registration data in hopes of analyzing American public opinion in the 2020 election. Now, we have several intelligence officials confirming that this has been covered up for years. The only person ever to refer to it was the current CIA director, then the director of national intelligence under President Trump in 2020, who made reference to China's extensive intrusions on the 2020 election, accusing the CIA at the time of not paying enough attention to it. Now he's the director of the CIA, John Ratcliffe is, but you will see all of the data. There are memos, interviews, open source intelligence that would guide you to all of the facts, all on the record. It is a pretty big story. Go check it out at justthenews.com.
Yep.
I mean, Ratcliffe talked about it, but how come he's not ringing the dinner bell right now? You know, this is lots of personal private information. It had driver's licenses, partial social security numbers.
Who, China?
Yeah.
So did Russia. Iran.
Iran. Yeah.
We'll get to that.
What I think is interesting about this, the data is considered so sensitive that we got multiple Democratic states that are currently trying to keep the Trump Justice Department from obtaining it. They're talking about these liberal groups that don't want to provide this data, that they're supporting these Democrat states, and they're saying it's the holy grail of election integrity. If it's the holy grail of election integrity, why didn't our intelligence agencies just go into 5-alarm, red notice? I mean, why didn't they just go to the top? We know why. They didn't want to have any more questions about the Biden installed presidency with Kamala Harris. They just didn't want to do it. But I mean, this is pretty crazy that we have to wait this long. And even Ratcliffe, why didn't he declassify this thing when he first got in if he knew about it, if he was convinced? Why did he look for this documentation and put it right out? And why didn't the administration do it? I mean, I just, I'm tired of them filtering and not providing us the truth. Are they gonna identify all the redacted names in the Epstein files that aren't victims? I have no idea. It doesn't look likely at this point. Looks like it's going to be Massey doing it in Congress. Is he going to do it? I don't know. I don't know if he'll really drop the hammer or not. We'll have to see. I mean, George, I don't know what your reaction. When I saw this, I was just completely disgusted.
Yeah, and then when I read more about the Iran thing, it just disgusted me more. Like, I don't know. I'm looking into this, and it says the Biden administration hit alleged Chinese hackers with sanctions and criminal charges, while the British government accused Beijing of hacking the UK's electoral registry. Wait a minute. So if they're doing the UK, but Biden administration, they didn't do nothing to stop it. They probably welcomed it because it served their purpose. So I'm just looking I just pulled up the SAVE Act to try to see what's in it. And this is just showing you we need to get rid of the machines. I don't think getting rid of machines is in the SAVE Act. It seems like it's just about proof of citizenship, which is great. We need that. And I got to correct something I said yesterday. So Real ID is not really proof of citizenship.
Gotcha.
So
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. It just says it in here. Well, it says Yeah. And you just need to show proof when you register to vote. Once you register, you just got to show then your ID who you are when you do vote. I mean,
This Iranian thing you found, George, this is really big.
it is. It's crazy, right?
I mean, dig into that because I didn't realize. So not only did they steal 100,000 identities, they used them to vote, to submit ballots in the Uniformed Overseas Citizen Absentee Voting Act.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they voted for Biden. That's for sure.
So,
So here's 100,000 identities. I didn't know about this. Go ahead.
yeah, this is. So in 2025, they unsealed court documents that they say redefine what we were told to believe about the 2020 U.S. presidential election. Once again, we're being lied to. And once again, it was Republicans that lied to us. They said this, and I'm going to keep saying it. Oh, the media said it. Everybody said the most secure and safe election in U.S. history. Well, bullshit. And I said Chris Krebs. He was a former CISA director, CISA. And remember when he testified in Congress, Lance? He testified December 16, 2020. This was after he was fired from Trump. He testified, and he went on and said, oh, this is the most secure election. He's another one. I mean, he's supposed to be a Republican. But forget about Republican Democrat. You're supposed to secure elections for the country. I mean,
Which, have to be honest with you, it's confirming more that the J6 people were justified in their peaceful protest. I know they want to frame it otherwise, but just proves they said it wasn't a safe election. They said it wasn't a secure election. Here, our intelligence agencies had proof. I think these intelligence agencies have forgotten who the hell they work for. They act like they're an independent agency that doesn't have to answer to the American public, but somehow they're independent of all oversight. And the same goes for the administration. They should have been screaming this from the rooftops. And why didn't the administration, including Radcliffe, why haven't they been talking about this since day one?
well, here's the thing.
Does this prove more proof that they lied and that Joe Biden was installed? Because the Iranians didn't vote. They voted for Biden, no doubt about it. So if they stole the 100,000 ballots, George, I guarantee if we had those ballots and those names, we'd find out that 100,000 people allegedly used their Overseas Citizen Absentee Voting Act, and they submitted overseas ballots for Biden. And I bet all 100,000 were for Biden.
Probably. I mean, look, right before the 2020 presidential election in October 30th, the CISA officials released a report. But guess what? The report was never made public, and it was hidden from us. It was omitted from the facts about a successful breach of state's election database. This was days before the 2020 election. They also got people's names, social security numbers. I mean, it's crazy what they got. And they did this all for overseas voting. So, we know, listen, we know for 100% fact that Krebs lied to us, Chris Wray lied to us, Attorney General Bill Barr lied to us. Because what did they do? They said, oh, no, it's secure. There's no evidence. Bullshit. They have social security numbers. They have their driver's license numbers, all from the state's voter roll database. I mean, it's crazy information they got.
George, don't you think they had an obligation? Let's say there's 100,000 people that they got this data on, right? Say that's accurate. Didn't they have an obligation to contact those 100,000 people and say, hey, by the way, your vote was stolen? The Iranians hacked your database. They've got your social security number. They've got your ID. They've got all the information. I'd like to know if any of those 100,000 people were notified by the government. This is the kind of bullshit I'm talking about. It's always one of these things that they want to tell us, oh, it's good news. We took the House. We took the Senate. We've got Republicans in office. It doesn't, listen, party politics is bullshit. Don't buy into it. So there's either good people or bad people. There's either traitors or patriots. This proves once again, and George, I want to play this. This is
there's no audio with it, so it's going to play while we're talking. So
and this is the video, George. Let me understand. This is the video that the hackers posted to prove they'd done what they said. Correct?
Yep, the Iranian hackers that broke into the state's voter roll base. And this is in their sealed indictment because they were indicted. U.S. Attorney Damian Williams actually downplayed this. That the Iranian hackers shared this video, and there's people's information in there. I don't even know. We probably shouldn't be showing it, but we are. But I mean, this video has been out there for a long time. And guess what, Markowski? There's voters from the state of Alaska in this video right now.
Yeah.
And
She's the only
you
Republican that voted against the SAVE Act, right? She did.
That I know.
She did. Is she
Well,
the
that's
only
just
one?
to pass. That's just to pass the committee. It still hasn't gone full floor vote.
But she doesn't want the SAVE Act. But here's her people having their ID stolen. Lisa, I just wonder, did you notify the people in their state that these people that had their identity stolen by the Iranian hackers? Did you let them know that their data had been stolen and maybe it was going into a dark pool of stolen data? Because, you know, a lot of times people that steal data or have stolen data, they'll use it for what they're going to use it for, and then they put it on the dark web and sell it. So these people had their names, Social Security, full Social Security numbers, and driver's license numbers, and driver's licenses all stolen out of the database. I
wonder if the U.S. Attorney Damian Williams, the one that downplayed the significance of this video shared, I wonder if his name was in it, or his wife, or whatever, him and his family. Would he then still continue to downplay it? Just curious.
I just want to see something. Let's just talk about this for a minute. Let me just look something up. I want to see if Damian Williams is still with the DOJ. Let's see if he still works there.
Probably.
Let's see.
But it's so...
Oh, yeah. Southern District of New York, U.S. Attorney Damian Williams. So explain this to me, why this dickhead is still working for the U.S. Attorney's Office. If they knew this, and this is what I'm telling you, we're going to go into it another story a little later on. When you start talking about the FBI and DOJ, they oh, yeah, we found this out, how come these motherfuckers aren't getting fired? How come this guy still got a friggin' job at the U.S. Attorney's Office? We know he covered this up, and that's the problem. There's no accountability. They keep telling us there's going to be accountability. They keep saying they're going to clean out the swamp. This seems to be a swamp habitant right here. Damian Williams, you know, U.S. Attorneys, maybe ask the administration today, maybe go into their feet and say, you know, Damian Williams is still working for the U.S. Attorney's Office, even though he downplayed the significance of U.S. election data being stolen. You guys really think you can trust this fuck? I mean, I think the answer is no. I don't know how you can trust somebody that downplayed this. So then now they're going to put arrest warrants out for these Iranians, but big deal. What about all the government officials? Are we going to have arrest warrants for the government officials, George? Did you find any arrest warrants for the DOJ or FBI or any intelligence agencies for the people that covered this up or didn't tell the American public about it? Do we have arrest warrants out for them? Because that makes them
I'm not sure, Lance, because it was a sealed indictment. This arrest warrant was put out in November of 2021. We just have this information. But, like, I agree. I mean, we should, Krebs, Wray, Barr, and a bunch of other people should be charged and arrested right now for hiding this shit from us, for not doing nothing about it.
There's a law in the books, George, and you've heard me say this before, misprisions of a felony. You guys go look it up. It's when you know about a felony that occurred against the laws of the United States and you don't do anything about it, you become a co-conspirator. So when they didn't do anything about this, they put out this arrest warrant, but when they didn't notify the American public and they tried to cover it up, you're a co-conspirator. You become part of the conspiracy. Misprisions of a felony. You can go look it up. And they do this constantly. This is more of it. And George, along this line, I got to this is a perfect moment to bring this up. What a hypocrite.
No.
Barack Obama. Now, Greg Gutfield just covered this. If you saw it on Gutfield, he just dropped a savage one-liner on it. He said, I love seeing Obama show his ID. You notice it wasn't a birth certificate. My sources say it was a Kenyan library card from 1970. I don't know what the ID was. But these are the same people that are telling you that Obama's gone online and said, oh, you can't have voter ID, blah. How's this shithead right there showing his ID to vote, of course, voting for himself in Chicago in 2012. Watch him hand his ID over. It seemed okay in 2012. Let's play the clip.
Did you just look and see? Did you guys see that? How about that? Thank you.
Well, showing a little ID to vote didn't seem like a big deal to President Obama back in 2012. But right now, his party is throwing a fit over an issue that the majority of Americans already agree on. The Senate is currently debating the SAVE Act after 51 Republicans and 0 Democrats voted to advance the bill that would codify voter ID into law. But you already know the Democrats' playbook. Chuck Schumer's staff was literally rolling out a Jim Crow 2.0 poster as he and other Democrats cried foul.
MAGA Republicans want to bog down the Senate over a debate on voter suppression. Democrats are ready. We're ready to be here all day, all night. The SAVE Act is not a voter ID bill. It is in every sense a voter suppression bill. Our objection as Democrats is not to a photo ID. You'd have to define it clearly and properly and easily, but not to a photo ID when you show up to vote.
The United States Constitution also makes clear that only citizens can vote.
I'd ask our Republican colleagues, why aren't they focused on the Save America Money Act right now?
All right, everyone's all fired up. Okay, Greg, go ahead.
Well, I love seeing President Obama show his ID. If you notice, it wasn't a birth certificate. My sources say it was a Kenyan library card from 1970. I mean, I'm just raising questions. I love Hakeem Jeffries saying, you don't need voter ID because the Constitution makes non-citizens voting illegal. I don't think you need then policing for anything. Right. I mean, we certainly don't need laws against discrimination at work anymore because we already know it's illegal. We don't need the police for shoplifting or anything because we know it's illegal. In fact, just by knowing something's illegal, that stops all crime. Did you know that? Did you know that? Just tell your criminal that, okay? I don't really believe there's any opposition to this idea. If there was some kind of bizarre opportunity for Democrats where they could flip sides, meaning that the Republicans would be against voter ID and they would be for it, they would switch in a heartbeat. If they could act, in fact, if Dems could snap their fingers and flip the side on every major issue, trans, crime, border, war, they would. Because they're on the wrong side of everything. And it's really hard to get back over because that side's been taken. Once you moved out, somebody else moved in and they don't know what to do. So they keep choosing the wrong side. To this day, the Dems can't bring forth one person who's being suppressed because everybody who wants to vote or who can vote or is here has an ID. A photo ID of some kind. So obviously, when you're talking about suppression, you're the racist because you believe minorities are just too stupid to figure it out.
So if we look at the SAVE Act, it says if you're going to register to vote, you got to show proof of citizenship. And then they're saying like birth certificate or passport. So I'm going to say this because if that act passes now and people have to, let's say people have to try to get a passport, forget it. You know how long the passport agencies take to get a freaking passport? And if they're going to be flooded, it's going to be, that's what I'm saying. I find this hard that this will work for this year's election because there's not enough time. I mean, you have to give people time to get whatever documents and you don't know how long, governments take freaking, they're slow as shit. This is in a way, it's going to be an issue. But what about all the people that are already registered to vote? What do we have to do? We're going to have to and then go re-register and show proof. I'm curious how they're going to work that one out because there's a lot of people on there that shouldn't be on there.
Yeah.
Or they're just going to clean up the voter rolls. But what? Asking
for proof of citizenship, George, the one thing that I do agree with on that, let's face it, there's a lot of places here in Denver also, I don't know about New Jersey, but I imagine so, where there are, very sophisticated rings that focus on providing fake Social Security cards and fake driver's licenses. And they're very good to the point that you can even scan them. And a lot of the data will work in a lot of the cases. Here in Denver, they busted a ring, I don't know, maybe a year ago, where if you scan the driver's license, it actually came up in the system. They'd figured out how to use the coding on the back and get it so it was accurate. I don't know how they got into the database. Maybe they were stealing other people's identities. But at the end of the day, it's tough because counterfeit driver's licenses have been an MO. I mean, when I was a kid, I had a fake ID to go into bars and nightclubs. So, you start thinking it was a fake
driver's license is not enough, Lance. Forget it. You need either to show proof of citizenship, it's saying that you need a passport or birth certificate.
Yeah, but you understand the Democrats are also trying to push because they just want every ID to work if you've got an ID.
Yeah, but
I think they're aware of the fact that, especially in the illegal immigration community,
they don't even want any of that bill.
Fake Social Security numbers and fake driver's licenses.
But they don't even want that bill to pass. But so you can listen. I've done this. You can get your birth certificate in the same day if you go to your county health department, wherever it's at in your county, and show who you are. You can bring your parent. There's ways to do it. But let's see. It's going to be interesting. But you know, when watching that video, you hear Democrats, and they say, "Oh, it's already it already says in the Constitution, you have to be a U.S. citizen to vote." And if that's the case, then why are they so opposed to this bill? They contradict themselves. They put their foot in their mouths with that one.
Well, because there's no common sense, because they're arguing a stupid argument that even both sides of the aisle, the majority of American public, they've been polled. The majority of American public only want legal citizens to vote in our elections, and they want them to use voter ID. They want them to have a legitimate. All right, we're going to take a short break. When we come back, unbelievable. Can't believe Georgia would cut off the water to a new facility. Can you imagine this? They somehow think this is a good decision, and they have the authority to do so. I'm kind of shocked, and we'll have to see what the results are going to be. So stay tuned. We'll cover that story when we come right back with George Ballots, Lance Migliaccio. And while you're on the break, listen, take the live link. Go share it on your own social media. Tell people to get over here and join the show. A couple of truth tellers dropping truth bombs. We'll be right back.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies, ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these canine units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org.
All right, welcome back to the Big Mig Show. Here are your hosts, Lance Migliaccio, George Ballantine, Big Mig Mafia in the chat, and Army's out there watching for you. You got a chance. Please join the chat, say hello, get welcomed properly. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up button, the like button, follow, share, and subscribe if you can. Every little bit helps. We appreciate any support, and share this on your social media while we're live, or just take content, do whatever. Help us grow, help educate, help us red pill these people. There's a lot needs to be done. But Lance and I had the perfect solution for the people who can't watch their crypto 24/7. That's right. I'm talking about BlockTrustIRA.com. Their exclusive Animus AI trading platform works 24/7, analyzing market data and executing advanced crypto strategies that go far beyond buy and hold. This was sophisticated technology, once reserved only for Wall Street insiders, but now it's available to you. And it's no surprise this system was named #1 crypto technology platform by Bitcoin Magazine out of more than 1,500 global competitors. Clients are already seeing over 250% returns on their investments, all with military-grade security and $200 million insurance. Your wealth is fully protected. So don't wait. Visit BigMigCrypto.com today and see how you can join this financial revolution that's finally giving everyday Americans access to the crypto opportunity of a lifetime. Once again, visit BigMigCrypto.com today, and you can get up to $2,500 of free crypto. QR code's right here. Screenshot it. Save it to your photo files. Go there later. Links are under the video in the more section too. We got you covered every which way, even in the chat. My mods, they put it in the chat too. Good mods. You guys are great. The best. We love you. All right. So this is so actually they're opening up 2 facilities in Georgia. One's a smaller facility, but this one is in Social Circle, Georgia, which is voted majority red, by the way. But they're saying the town officials have cut off the water to the new ICE facility. Now, it's not operational yet, but this facility says can hold up to as many as 10,000 detainees. The issue is the town is saying that their infrastructure, they're saying the infrastructure can't handle that much more people to their water sewer systems. I mean, if that's the case, or is it a political stunt? I don't know, but think about it. Adding if it's not, their systems are not up to par to hold that many more people, maybe they won't work, because usually these buildings are just like warehouses and stuff. It's not gonna. They weren't intended to hold people. To be like another big prison or something. So I mean, who the freak knows? You don't know what's going on, what the truth is.
George, was this built? Is this a brand new facility from the ground up? Do you know?
I think.
Because the way they're talking about it,
I'm not sure.
It looks like it's brand new. So I don't know if it was a converted warehouse or not. And if that's true, then the federal government ought to help them with their infrastructure. But if it's a political stunt, then they should get hammered.
I would say, because they vote majority red, I think it's more or less, they're saying it's the infrastructure. Because I went and looked up more into this.
Interesting. Let's play the clip.
I mean, but hold on, you got to add though, like town officials have little to no control over the properties once they were purchased by the federal government.
That's true. It's a federal zone.
So if this was a new building being built by the government, then the town would have to approve the plans if it was going to be for facilities. I'm saying it wasn't. It was, they're just converting it. I'm going to take a wild guess. Who knows? Here we go.
Diamante, thanks for that. Leaders in Social Circle continue to fight against an incoming immigration and customs facility that was recently purchased by the Department of Homeland Security. The city's manager, Eric Taylor, telling Identities First that water to the warehouse purchased by DHS along East Hightower Trail has been cut off. He says it will remain that way until DHS is able to tell leaders how water and sewer will be served without crushing the city's limited infrastructure capacity. The facility is expected to house up to 10,000 people, which would be double the population of Social Circle. And Social Circle is one of 2 cities in Georgia where the agency plans to build inmate detention centers. The other would be in Oakwood, that's in Hall County.
Well, they answered your question, man. They bought it.
Yeah, they bought it, right? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, 100%. So they bought it. Which
Looks like
probably means that building really didn't expect to have that kind of water usage. So it might be a legitimate claim. So I can't necessarily say they did the wrong thing. the government should address, if there is an infrastructure problem, they should address it, and they should invest in better infrastructure for that city if they feel like they're going to, move forward with this. So
because the city would,
if they bought a warehouse,
the city would have to approve plans if they were going to add, if it was a new building and stuff. So who knows? But I don't know. I think I might have to move to El Salvador. People, shit's popping over there.
It is popping.
What?
Interesting stuff. A lot of people are saying that El Salvador may be the new Dubai. You can fly from Miami in 90 minutes for $200.
What?
It's the safest country in the Western Hemisphere for 4 years in a row. No Middle East war or fallout risk. 0% tax. Now listen to these numbers, guys. 0% tax on all foreign sourced income. 0% property tax. A dollarized economy. Bitcoin is legal tender. 0% capital gains tax. Inflation is under 1%. 90-minute direct flights, like I said, from Miami for less than $200. 4 to 6 hour flights from San Francisco and New York City for $400. World-class surfing. Democratically elected president with 85+% approval rating. Boy, we wish we had that. First country to give open source AI developers full legal protection. First country with a sovereign order of NVIDIA's B300 chips. I mean, this is looking good. Locally grown coffee, tropical fruit, grass-fed beef.
What?
Not a supermarket import economy. Lots of different climates. You got volcanoes, mountains, lakes, and beaches. 12 Celsius in the highlands, 34 Celsius on the coast. Strong Christian culture, deep sense of faith. Same time zones as the U.S. East Coast, and they're investing massively in public education. They've got a Bitcoin strategic reserve, and of course a beautiful colonial architecture all across the country.
I wonder how's you said 34, it's like 90 to 94 degrees Fahrenheit. You said 34 Celsius. I wonder, is it humid there? I mean,
I think it's probably
is a property to buy property? What is it? I mean,
you can definitely buy property. Now the prices have gone up already. They were cheaper, of course, when the gangs were controlling the majority of the country.
I wouldn't go there and buy property then.
Yeah, nobody wanted it. That's right. So everything was dirt cheap then. Now the prices have already risen quite a bit. I don't know where they're going to do it, but there's still lots of opportunity depending where you live. I'm sure beachfront's getting pricey, but I don't know. Looks like an appealing opportunity. Clearly the taxation system sounds pretty favorable. Gotta like it. All right. I think this is a ballsy move, and I'm going to tell Roberts, go F yourself. He's warning against personal attacks on federal judges. Ooh. I'm not talking about physical attacks. He's talking about reputational attacks. He came out and said the hostility has got to stop. He says days after Trump's latest broadside. So this is Chief Justice John Roberts. He says personal attacks on America's judges are becoming dangerous. Speaking at Rice University on Tuesday, he warned that the criticism of judges has shifted from dissecting legal reasoning to targeting individuals, and that the trend carries real risks. Well, maybe they should stop being biased assholes, Chief Justice Roberts. Maybe you should start sanctioning judges, having judges impeached, having judges fired for weaponizing the legal system. I personally am not going to stop talking shit about judges. There are some good ones. I'm not going to say they're all the same. There are good judges across this nation, but we are allowing them to do something that wasn't supposed to be. It's a weaponized judiciary. Now, he didn't name names, but he commented on remarks. Of course, this came right after Donald Trump saying it. George, how do you feel about this Judge Roberts saying we shouldn't be criticizing judges?
Maybe Roberts needs to be informed or needs to take some brush-up courses on 1A, possibly? I don't know. What do you mean we can't talk about judges that are doing bad shit? Of course we're gonna. You know why? Because Chief Roberts himself does some shady shit. I wonder if one of them redacted names is allegedly Chief Roberts, because there was pictures we seen. So wait, maybe that shit will come
looked like him. I mean, we don't have any 100% confirmation, but
that's why I said allegedly.
It looked like him.
That's why I said allegedly.
Yeah.
I mean,
and he's on. There is a Roberts on the Lolita flight logs.
I would have asked. If I was there, I would have asked. Okay, Chief Roberts. I said, here's some questions. What about the judges that are just not voting to the rule of law, to the Constitution, and just doing what they want. I mean,
like Boasberg.
Yeah, we don't have to say names. We just have to ask them. I said, "What should?" All right, but I'm asking the judge. I'm not going to bring up names because we just. It's better to do it like that. Then you bait him into the question, Lance. You ask him what he thinks, and then you bring up Bosenberg and the other people. So you hear what he says.
My problem is these guys are acting, George. Don't you feel like a lot of time these judges just do whatever the hell they want because there's no consequences for anything they do?
There's never consequences. Lance, there's not consequences for any judges or politicians or prosecutors or DAs or AGs that do anything wrong. And it goes. We go back to the same thing time and time again. There's no consequences. Motherfuckers are going to keep doing it. That's why this government. I say it's far too gone. It's unfixable. Only way to do it is disband it and start over peacefully. By the way, and I say that
now. He did this because U.S. Marshal Service reported 564 credible threats against judges in the fiscal year that ended in September. I'm surprised it's not higher.
How many credible threats? Wait, how many credible threats did we get?
Your own laws, and you do this. I'm surprised there aren't more judges getting threatened. To be honest with you, it's a shocker to me that number is not a couple of thousand.
Judges don't make shit, so they're all on take. Actually, judges make. I don't know where you're from, Mr. Fat, but judges by me make some fucking good money.
Yeah. These federal judges, we need a system that has true accountability. They need to have all their rulings reviewed. I say George had an idea. Let's use AI. Let's have AI review every ruling, every filing by the DOJ, and just go by the rule of law.
How about we have AI? How about we have AI prosecutor and AI lawyers?
Listen, I think neutrality would be a breath of fresh air. We don't have neutrality in our legal system. It is weaponized against defendants. Let me tell you this. You can go do this right now. You can go over to Gemini. You can go to Google. You can go to any platform you want, any AI platform. You go to DeepSeek, ChatGPT. I don't care. And you can ask them, I'm suspicious of the DOJ's 96, 7, 8, 9% conviction rate. It doesn't seem likely if they were following the rule of law and they were not weaponizing the legal system. Am I wrong? It'll come back and tell you that the true conviction rate, I've done it a couple of times on different platforms, it usually comes in between 75% and low 80s. That's what the conviction rate should be. The reason they get this high conviction rate is because of what they've done with the system. They create all these procedural blocks. Defendants have no hope. Just like they said, they can indict a ham sandwich.
Okay, hold on.
The system needs to be fixed, but the only way you're going to fix it, Roberts, maybe start firing some of these judges. Or maybe you guys should give up lifetime appointment. Maybe you should give up absolute immunity, and let's see how judges act then when they're more liable, when they can't hide behind this barrier wall you've created for them being litigated against. Go ahead, and I dare you to do that, Chief Justice. And I'll tell you what, why don't you go out and say, you know what, we're going to remove absolute immunity and we're going to remove lifetime appointment. So, watch how the system changes overnight.
So according to, I'm looking up for judges' pay. So municipal judges, they make a lot less because, let's face it, what are they doing? Ticket shit? Anyway, so your average district judge, U.S. courts, make $243,000. Associate justices, $306 to $320. Federal Judicial Center, $247. So, I mean, look, they make good money. Only if you're a municipal judge, what are you doing? You're going in front of your little town, doing little tickets here and there. And they don't even do that every day or even every week. So they're doing all right. Judges doing all right.
All right.
I don't know.
Everybody loves convenience. Everybody wants to use Alexa and they want to use connected light switches in their houses and they want to be able to use it from their apps on their phones. And a lot of people have gone to robot vacuums because, of course, then you don't have to vacuum, right? The robot vacuum just engages, and the only thing people that have to worry about are probably your pets, Robot vacuums might be spying on you. So a man accidentally, who was trying to hack his own vacuum, hacked into 7,000 robot vacuums and was able to access video feeds from those vacuums in people's homes. This was a guy in Spain trying to hack his own vacuum cleaner, but he accidentally hacked the entire fleet of vacuums, 7,000 of them. And I guess this back door was already built in by the Chinese. So he just accessed the back door accidentally. They made those vacuums, of course, accessible. So the Chinese are probably spying on you. So if you're doing things in front of your vacuum you shouldn't be, you might want to rethink it. Let's play the clip. And we don't have to play this whole thing. It's a very long clip.
I know.
A regular guy over in Spain tried to hack his own vacuum cleaning robot, but instead he accidentally hacked into 7,000 different vacuum robots, giving him direct access to the live video feeds within people's homes across 24 different countries. Basically, he discovered a back door within these Chinese robots, which meant that if you happen to have one of these vacuums in your home, he, as well as anyone else who knew about this special feature, could literally see inside of your home through the camera lens that was at the very top of the unit. Let's go through the details of this case together, because even though, beyond this particular brand of robot, it also exposes the broader risk of outfitting our homes with all these different smart devices that are constantly listening in, monitoring, as well as physically watching us. We assume that there's no human on the other end, but more and more anecdotal cases are showing us that there are. And before we dive into it, if you would do me a favor and smash those like and subscribe buttons, that way the YouTube algorithm will pick up this episode and share with ever more people, I would greatly appreciate it. So to start with, the overview of how this robot takeover happened in the first place, it came across my desk in the form of an article within Popular Science magazine. It was titled, "Man Accidentally Gains Control of 7,000 Robot Vacuums." If you happen to want to read that full original account, I will link that article down in the description box below. Now, the robot in question here is a DJI brand Romo vacuum robot. Now, DJI is a popular Chinese brand known for their civilian drones. But recently, they began to manufacture these autonomous home vacuums as well. And they're not cheap. They retail for about $2,000. And the way that they work is they basically collect data from around your house, creating a virtual map of the floor plan in order to clean it. Quote, "Like other robot vacuums, it's equipped with a range of sensors that help it navigate its surroundings and detect obstacles. In order for the Romo, or really any modern autonomous vacuum, to function, it needs to constantly collect visual data from the building it is operating in. It also needs to understand specific details about what makes, say, a kitchen different from a bedroom, so it can distinguish between the two. Some of that sensor data is stored remotely on DJI servers rather than on the device itself." In short, it means that the data collected by the onboard sensors, they don't just live within the robot, some of it lives in the server on the cloud. Now, users can control the vacuum using an app on their phone, but the selling point is the fact that it can function pretty much autonomously. It both cleans and mops the floors all by itself. Also, apparently, the app is not really user-friendly, which is exactly where our story begins. You had a Spanish man by the name of Sammy Asdafal. He bought one of these robots, and he didn't like the functionality of the app. And instead, he wanted to be able to control it using his PS5 controller, sort of like those RC cars we used to play with as kids. He wanted to control it that way. And this individual, Sammy, was actually well suited for trying to do this. He leads the AI strategy at a vacation home rental company, so he knows at least a bit about computers. And secondly, he himself had a Claude bot. That's one of those AI chatbots that basically serve as a personal assistant. And once you tell it what to do, they can do things semi-autonomously. And here is what happened. Quote, "While building his own remote control app using an AI coding assistant to help reverse engineer how the robot communicated with DJI's remote cloud server, he soon discovered that the same credentials that allowed him to see and control his own device also provided access to live camera feeds, microphone audio, maps, and status data from nearly 7,000 other vacuums across 24 countries." And that right there is why I really love this story. It truly exposes the new dangers that we're living with in this AI world, because without writing a single piece of code, this man over in Spain simply asked his AI chatbot assistant to make an app so he can use his PS5 controller.
Oh.
Yeah. So hopefully you haven't done anything in front of your vacuums. It's questionable. That's the point. You know, you never really know. DJI already got can't import products into the U.S. They've been semi-banned because it turned out they had back doors and everything. Buying stuff from China, you never know. I love new tech. I don't know, George, all the tech that we're hearing coming out of the military, of course, the U.S. is going to have to dig into that arsenal. We're hearing that they may be running out of interceptor missiles. They've used so many of them in this Iran war, and allegedly the Iranians are sitting on some of their most powerful ballistic missiles yet. But, you know, you see the new tech coming out. I thought we'd just give you a couple of the new updates of what is working and what may potentially get deployed in a very short amount of time. So the U.S. just deployed this. They call it the soft kill. It's an electronic warfare. And what it does, it's a capability a bunch of people didn't know about. It's an electronic warfare system. They mounted on Black Hawks. And basically what it do is it can shut down. And they use this when they went after Maduro. And basically what they do is it can shut down an entire battlefield. So it shuts down all enemy communications instantly, disable drones midair. Basically, they fall from the sky. It directed.
Wait a minute. Why aren't they fucking using this in Iran then, bro?
It's a good question why they haven't already deployed, but I think it's because they don't feel like it's safe to put the helicopters into play yet. I checked on that and I wondered the same question.
Oh.
So I guess this does directed energy blinds every sensor. They have already started to use it, but I'm not sure if they can go full swing yet because I don't think that the air defense systems in Iran's got have all been knocked out because they built a big network of tunnels. And my understanding is some of the stuff comes out from underneath. They use it and then they're able to move it. They're having a hard time identifying something because I guess Iran had built a major amount of underground tunnels to deploy their weapon system. It's not like you normally see a launcher above ground. Their launchers are underneath and some of them are able to move on tracks. I read some of this last night. So basically you can collapse an entire command in seconds. We got a video just to show you how this one works.
One of the most dangerous electronic warfare comes from the disc-shaped objects attached to this Black Hawk helicopter. While the Pentagon hasn't officially disclosed the specific hardware, military experts often call this a soft kill system. So how does it actually work? To understand the weapon, you first have to look at what it did. The most likely candidate for a weapon that creates that kind of internal pressure without external sound is a high-power microwave device. It relies on something called the Wray effect. The weapon, probably carried by a Chinook or a Black Hawk helicopter, fires a focused beam of pulsed microwave energy, not sound waves, that passes right through the skull. These beams are absorbed by the water in the brain tissue and the fluid in the inner ear. This energy causes a minuscule rapid heating of the tissue, less than 1 degree Celsius. But that tiny sudden expansion generates a pressure wave inside the skull. The consequence? The target hears a sound, clicks, buzzing, or a roar that originates inside their own head, bypassing the eardrums entirely. If the frequency is tuned to the resonance of the inner ear, it violently disrupts the body's balance, causing immediate vertigo. At higher power levels, that rapid tissue expansion can rupture capillaries, leading to the reported nosebleeds and internal trauma. There is another possibility, a weaponized infrasonic pulse emitter. Instead of a continuous beam, this device would fire high-intensity slugs of low-frequency air pressure, below 20 Hz. These waves travel through the body and match the resonant frequency of internal organs like the stomach or lungs. High-intensity infrasound can actually cause cavitation, the formation of bubbles in bodily fluids. When those bubbles collapse, they create tiny shock waves that damage tissue. The target feels an intense vibration in their gut, leading to severe nausea and effectively paralyzing them with pain and sickness. Tactically, the reports suggest U.S. forces use this technology as the ultimate force multiplier. The result was that the hundreds of Venezuelan guards mentioned in the reports weren't fought in a traditional gun battle. They were incapacitated, sick, dizzy, and bleeding, long before U.S. troops made contact. This allowed a small team of approximately 20 operators to walk virtually unopposed through a much larger force.
I wonder, Lance, if
I know what you're going to say.
No.
Go ahead.
I wonder if we make like a Faraday bag suit and hat, will we be protected?
Oh, no.
Did you think I was going to say that? Hold on. Do you think I was? Okay, so hold on. Let me stop.
you're-
Because you always say, I know what you're going to say. And
No,
rarely,
I was wrong that time.
99.9% of the time, you don't know. But go ahead.
No, a lot of times I'm
No,
right.
you
but
really
this
don't.
particular time, I'll admit I was wrong. I thought you
don't
were
know
going
what
to
I'm gonna
say,
say.
this must be the discombobulator.
Well, okay, yeah, that too. It probably is.
Yeah, see, I thought that's where you're going because
No.
we've had a lot of discussions about Trump's terminology. It appears that this is the discombobulator, or at least this has the potential to be part of the discombobulator system, but it's called the soft kill. We have a legitimate name now, not a Donald Trump acronym. I thought that's where you're going, George, because we had laughed about that.
What's the underwater system they got here now?
Now, this is interesting. This is called the Lamprey. So Lockheed Martin is beyond developing this. Allegedly, they're far enough along that it may get deployed in the Strait of Hormuz. It's a 24-foot drone, and it's designed to attach to ships and submarines. So it basically takes a free ride. So it could be put on the bottom of a destroyer or otherwise. Takes a free ride to conserve battery power. So it basically kind of inspired by the lamprey fish, you know, how they suck onto other fish and kind of take their rides and pick up food and debris from the fish that's eating larger fish. They get on whales and other fish. This parasitic drone provides stealthy long-range transport, allows it to arrive, so it powers itself. It's got a little turbine, so while it's being transported, it's powering the whole time. So it basically can do anti-submarine warfare, electronic warfare. It can deploy aerial drones. So it's autonomous, of course. You guys knew that. And it's got a modular payload, so they can adjust the payload. Like I said, it doesn't have to carry any specific item. Any of the items I just listed, it can do. It's really interesting. And I guess it can also, after it deploys, it can sit on the bottom of the ocean and be activated by the controllers when they choose to activate it, saying, okay, we've got movement. Let's say Iranian ships are going to the Strait of Hormuz. They can actually take it, turn it on, and then it goes to work. Let's play the clip.
Lockheed Martin has pulled the curtain back on a very different kind of naval drone. The Lamprey multi-mission autonomous undersea vehicle is designed to latch onto the hull of a friendly ship or submarine and ride hundreds, even thousands of miles to its mission area. Instead of burning battery power during transit, it conserves energy and even recharges itself along the way. Inspired by remora fish, Lamprey attaches using suction or a mechanical docking system. While underway, small onboard turbines harvest energy from water flowing past the host vessel, generating electricity and topping off its batteries. By the time it detaches near its objective, it arrives fully powered and mission ready. Once released, Lamprey becomes a modular undersea asset. Its open architecture design features a 24 cubic foot internal payload bay, allowing it to swap mission modules without major redesign. It can carry lightweight anti-submarine torpedoes, electronic warfare packages, acoustic decoys, or deployable sensor arrays for intelligence gathering. Lockheed says it can also be fitted with up to 3 retractable twin-tube launchers for aerial drones, extending its reach above the surface. Lamprey is built for distributed warfare. Multiple vehicles can deploy together, settle quietly on the seabed, and wait, collecting data, relaying intelligence, or repositioning when commanded. In a conflict, they could shift from passive sensors to active disruptors or strike platforms. The concept addresses one of the biggest challenges in autonomous undersea systems: endurance. By turning friendly vessels into mobile charging stations, Lamprey trades speed for persistence. In a battle space where hiding matters more than sprinting, this may be the future of naval autonomy. Quiet, modular, and already in position before the fight begins.
Pretty crazy, right? George?
Yeah, it is crazy.
Oh, I think I froze, buddy.
Did you? Oh.
Looks like it.
All right, get the fuck out then.
Let me do it. Hit it again here. Okay, I don't know what happened there. Froze for a second. Okay, listen. Let's talk about drones for just a second. A lot of people don't understand why this technology has been so prevalent. Of course, it's the cost. Instead of paying $2.5 million for a missile, you can use a $15,000 to $30,000 drone. I found a schematic that kind of explains it, but the idea behind drone technology, and you see how quickly it's changing. This a $20,000 drone can now seriously damage assets worth millions and millions of dollars, not because of its size, but because of the smart engineering. They use shape charges, focused energy forward. You see in this munition how that machine steel casing, and then you've got steel fragmentation. It'll pierce through, hardened steel. And of course, then the projectiles enter for strikes becoming more and more prevalent. I think we're going to see more and more of it. Of course, this is multi-effect warhead physics we're talking about. So that's the true technology and why it's so valuable. And you're going to see more and more of this. Of course, why would you want to spend $2.5 million on a missile, or $1.5 million, or $10 million? If you can use a drone to do the same damage in a precision way, of course, it causes less damage if it's directly focused on one specific target versus just kind of the whole theory of power equals blanketing of an area. So pretty interesting stuff. We'll keep on top of that. We'll keep doing it. But that lamprey could be serious when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz or even our own coastal lines, because they could sit on the bottom of the water and deploy. That would include interdiction of drug delivery, boats. So, all right, George, this mom is going viral for all the right reasons. She was very unhappy about a woke school that was allowing boys into the girls' bathrooms.
No.
So she decided to troll them, and she goes in and pretends she's an actual school board member. And she says, "What's the difference? I thought we could be anything we want." She's going, this clip's pretty funny. Let's put it up. Listen to what she has to say.
I'm making it bigger.
Yeah.
I'm ready to text. I didn't realize it. All right, here we go.
Heather Fletcher identifies as a Board of Education member, and my pronouns are I won. Okay? I'm ready to get to work. Let's get to work. We're going to ask you to step down, guys. Oh, really? Why? Is this not correct? Can I not just be anything I want to be? Can I not just be a man if I want to be? Can I not just be a...
That's transphobe.
Dog if I want to be? Can I not just be a Board of Education member if I want to be? Come on. I'm living in your reality, right? I'm living in your reality. And I'm trying to just go with the flow. Thank you. Pronouns are I won. Okay, I'm a Board of Education member. Hi, Dean Rose. We're going to good to see you. Hey, Jamie. Let's go. Okay. Sure. Thank you. I guess it isn't reality. Huh? Quit lying to our kids.
Transphobe.
Okay. We're not gonna.
Oh, that's fucking classic. Good kudos for her.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe we need more of that. So,
you know something? If I ever go in front of a judge, I think I'm going to say, I identify as a judge, Your Honor, so please address me accordingly.
Yeah, that's right.
Fuck it.
Yeah,
Motherfuckers want to do everything else.
Yep.
Shit.
And I'm dismissing this case. Make sure you bring a gavel, George, when you do that.
With prejudice.
Yeah, with prejudice, exactly. Okay, George, I love it. George's lingo is going through the roof on his legal lingo. All right, listen, we appreciate you guys tuning in. If you love the show, you know what to do. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a comment. Throw us a tip on the way out the door, Rumble Rant tip if you can. Do the paid subscription. If you can't do any of it, we know it's a tough economy. Just hit that follow button. Tell your friends and family to join. Help us grow the show. And remember, all that stuff, really kind of pushes the algorithm forward. So all your participation, getting in the chat, live viewers, it all matters. So thanks for you guys that are doing it. We appreciate all the support. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. If you didn't catch the Crypto Power Hour, you should have caught it. Make sure you're on top of that. And, of course, we love you guys. And make sure you follow us over on social media, Lance Miliancho, G. Valentine, and The Big Mig Show. George, what are you laughing about?
I'm laughing at the chat because they're talking about inventions and they're talking about, I invented, I had 2 kids, this and that. Well, somebody had a 13-pound kid, baby. Strong Russian baby, eh?
A 13-pounder.
Russian,
Wow.
too.
No kidding. That's a big-ass baby.
All right, later. See you tomorrow. Bye.
I might have to let it drop. Said got it hella big, had to put it back again, like said had to put it hella big, had to put it.
Are you ready to stand up for your community and support your local sheriff? Join the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association and become a vital member of the Sheriff's Citizens Posse. At CSPOA.org, we empower citizens like you through weekly webinars, arming you with the knowledge to back your constitutional county sheriff. Together, we can uphold our Constitution and ensure liberty and justice for all. Your community needs you now more than ever. Visit CSPOA.org and join the Sheriff's Citizens Posse today. Make a difference. Stand for freedom. That's CSPOA.org. Your country, your fight, your future.
What if you could predict your financial future? And what if you could trade on it? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the future in your hands. An astonishing 88,000 millionaires were created last year from the Bitcoin boom, and you could be next. Block Trust IRA is the only crypto management firm powered by AI-driven strategies ranked #1 in the world by Bitcoin Magazine. The Block Trust IRA platform is built for everyone, from first-time buyers to seasoned investors. Predictive AI technology that was once only reserved for insiders and elites is now available to you. It's time to leave the old buy and hold strategies behind. Your assets are protected with military-grade security, offline cold storage, and $200 million in insurance. Visit BlockTrustIRA.com to book your free consultation and ask how to claim up to $2,500 in deposit bonuses today. Bitcoin changed the game. AI changes the strategy.
Hi folks, I'm here today to introduce you to the Prepper Bar from PrepperBar.com, the most unique precious metals product we have seen in a long time. These 62-gram bars are perforated and easily broken down into your choice of 3 different sizes to fit a multitude of needs. Whether it be from asset protection from inflation, economic turmoil, or its unique utility for barter and trade, the Prepper Bar makes a perfect gift for all the precious metal lovers out there. Exclusively made here in the USA and selling out fast. Available in both gold and silver, these slim Prepper Bars fit neatly in your wallet, and their utility enables use in any situation.
Forged through rigorous training and honed by the finest instructors on Earth, these K9 units serve beside our nation's warriors as they fight to preserve what we cherish. When these warriors complete their duty, the Warrior Dog Foundation provides them with a home deserving of the service they've given us all. At our state-of-the-art kennels, they receive rehabilitation and care suitable for heroes, because that's what they are. Be a part of giving them a future today. Visit WarriorDogFoundation.org